dipshit kids don't know what the hell they're doing or where they're at and can't stay out of the way. So nothing like a Gase and a Smithley.
Welcome to the Backmarkers podcast. I am your host, Ryan, along with my two fellow hosts, YT and Jay. And biggest story from this weekend. I think the biggest story from this weekend, we can all agree, is the fact that William Byron extended his top 10 streak to 10 races in a row.
That's a shock to me. That wasn't even on my radar.
Yeah, a solid fourth place finish at Darlington. Martin Truex did win the race, but you know what? William Byron, fourth place finish. He's racing for his mom on Mother's Day, who has some sort of tumor or some shit like that. So get well, William Byron's mom. Yep. Hopefully you don't. Hopefully you're still good from that. But anyways, yes, Martin Truex Jr. kind of demolished the field this weekend at Darlington. We are still like 90% sure, I think, that he cheated because every time Martin Truex wins, he blows out the tires, and it destroys the rear quarter panels from the car. That's just what he does. Everything underneath there. So I mean, I've never seen a car.
I was always on the fence about it just because, I feel like that's just like a signature thing. But ever since Radman agreed with it,
right? The GOAT, right?
Now on the cheater side, and I like Martin Truex.
He's the GOAT, honestly. Milliad Radman, yeah, the absolute GOAT. Shout out to him. Yeah.
Hey, bro, race me and Bulldog and I racing, bro. See what happens, bro.
Honestly, I want to see that. I want to see what happens there because that could get pretty interesting.
What this race really needed was Dale. I'm just gonna say Dale. We needed Dale.
We needed Dale.
There was no Dale throwbacks in the Cup race.
Did you see
Martin Truex Jr. would not have won that race?
That restored car that they had, that Dale Jr. had, and they didn't fucking show it on the broadcast at all, going around the track.
They didn't show the.
And they were so salty about it. Yeah, they were so salty. I mean, it was just like, why? What are you talking about? Like, what possibly needs to be talked about other than Dale Jr. going around the track, running laps at Darlington? I don't know what else is more important.
Richard Petty did that a few years ago. They showed that the whole time. I mean, then again, Richard Petty wouldn't get off the track either, but.
Nah, he was like, I got 3 more laps here. I got 3 more laps. I'm gonna go around here. I'm gonna show you boys how to do it.
I'm getting 201, boys. I'm getting 201.
I'm gonna set the fastest lap in this race. I'm gonna get that extra bonus point, Just get it all.
I'm gonna wreck again and start flying out the driver's side window.
I heard a rumor that Dale's ghost is gonna come do the pace laps next year. He'll be driving the same car that he passed away in.
Damn.
I'm pretty excited for that, to see that ghost tearing ass around the track.
That'll be a real throwback, honestly. Fuck, I'm
Neil
ready.
Bonnet's doing the fall race at Dega, even though it ain't a throwback.
We're gonna be like, why is Austin Dillon so good this race? Oh shit, that's Dale in the car.
That's Dale. He ain't got a window net. He ain't wearing a helmet. He's got a pair of goggles on. He ain't wearing a seatbelt. He just threw his seatbelt on the Boeing backstretch.
Oh god, please.
How long
Hey, real question though, if Dale was in this race, would he have wrecked Martin Truex even though Dale was a lap down or something?
Yeah.
Dale being a lap down, that's a fucking curse you, son.
Exactly.
Dude,
hey,
honestly,
the answer is no, because Dale's never a lap down. And as a matter of fact, Dale's a lap ahead of everybody. That's why he's in heaven right now.
Dude, if Dale was in the same position that Bubba Wallace was in stage 1, I think he would just been like, hey, fuck you, I need this lap. I'm going to spin your ass out. I'll put you in the wall and just destroy you for the rest of the race.
Dude, the only reason Dale died was because he fucking hated life he wanted to see Neil Bonnet. He hadn't seen Neil Bonnet in 6 years, bro. He's like, oh man, if I take a hard right turn here, I'm going to go see Neil.
The reason why Dale died is because he was like, yeah, I'm going to go race Ayrton Senna, Neil Bonnet, and God himself.
And half of Chris Phillips.
Yeah.
I think actually Kenny Schrader's last words to Dale were, "Say hi to Neil for me." Like Kenny Schrades knew what was up.
He knew, son.
He was like, you biffed it.
You biffed it. Oh God. Poor Dale. Rest in peace, Dale.
I was watching something about Dale this week, and they pointed out like that Sterling Marlin was the cause of his big Talladega flip. I was like, oh no, poor Sterling Marlin, dude. He fucking tries to kill. Like, was he paid off? That's the question. Like, was he trying to kill Dale?
Sterling Marlin was lucky a hit.
Chip Ganassi was like, we gotta take this motherfucker out.
Where's Sterling Marlin now is a real question, bro. Like, fuck.
He's got the karma because he's got
Alzheimer's or some shit.
He might have Michael J. Fox disease. Because I think he does a little robot when he talks. It looks like his computer's freezing up a little bit, but it's in real life.
Yo, is he still getting out onto the car under red flag and going to repair the damage? Or
oh, dude, somebody named Starlin Marlin raced in the North-South Super Late Model race at Nashville this week, and I'm pretty sure he's probably related to Sterling Marlin.
God.
Because you don't just end up Starlin Marlin, dude.
Imagine Sterling Marlin naming his son Starlin Marlin. Like,
it's either Starling Jesus. Or it was like Sterlin, Stirlin. Maybe they spelled it wrong. But, dude, if Sterling Marlin was out there, dude, I have a big problem with that. If they wheeled that.
He still races, bro.
I don't think he can anymore, bro. Like, he can't hold his arm straight. Like,
every now and then it's just.
Dude, oh my God. I mean, the person did finish last, so it very well could have been like he raced 3 laps and then like parked it or something. But I know he did
race like last year.
I think you're right. He did race in the All-American 400 that my brother finished 3rd in. Sterling Marlin was in that race, but that was like 5 or 6 years ago at this point.
Dude, honestly, Sterling Marlin to the SRX confirmed.
Oh my God. He probably finished better than Haley Deegan, if we're being honest with ourselves. Oh man, dude.
Anyways,
SRX. I'm kind of more pumped for that than I am for anything else at this point.
Yeah, I think we're all sort of on board with
save racing.
Like. Yeah.
I want to see what old ass Bill Elliott can do with a fucking stock car right now against like Helio Castroneves.
I honestly want to see what Ryan thinks about it because like we know, Jay and I know the joke that Ryan does not watch short track stuff.
No, he's our short track expert, bro.
I was like looking into it the other day, honestly, on like getting tickets when they go to Slinger, because that's less than an hour from me. So that would just, shit. Like, there's not much else to do during the summer, so that would be fun to check out.
Go to the beach.
I'll give you a live report from Slinger. I'll do the podcast from Slinger, actually.
Make Mitch Coons your cameraman and just try to interview people. Be like, I don't like that guy's fire suit. That is not a good looking fire suit.
Okay, you lift the accent a little bit. But...
That was me doing you. That's how you sound.
Okay.
I don't know who this Coons
honestly
fella
though,
is.
when I go to Irwindale for the K&N race, I'm just gonna ask everyone why they suck.
Excuse me, you're a female. Why are you driving a race car? Although there'll probably be no females there, so. Although, you might get what's her name who wrecked Derek Griffith. She might be there.
The bread woman or whatever.
Or Zamora. Zamora will probably be there. Darlington.
I was about to say, like, honestly, unfortunately, we have to talk about Darlington. So
you said it. Said Darlington is not enough.
Martin Truex got his 3rd win of the year. He's the only guy to win multiple races this year. Led like 240 of 290 laps or some shit like that. Like, just dusted the field pretty much. The only really interesting bit of the race was that after the last pit stop, when Kyle Larson was suddenly right on his bumper and going through people 3 wide and trying to challenge him for the lead, but Truex just had such a fast car on the long runs that Larson, with about 10 to go, he just kind of faded way off, and it was kind of done from there. But what do you guys think? This is Truex's 30th career Cup win. I feel like he might be historically underrated. Like, what do you guys think about that?
He's so underrated. I think he just doesn't get the recognition he deserves just because he's so quiet.
Underrated. He's a fucking Cup champion, dude. I don't think he's underrated. He just sucked for like 20 years, and all of a sudden he's good.
I think he's one of the least talked about Cup champions, though. Like recently, I mean, yeah, him and Joey Logano.
I can't disagree with that, but dude, Martin Truex Jr. is the most talked about person on the fucking planet right now.
You know, here's my thing: is it's kind of interesting, right? Because like Truex came up in the Xfinity Series and he won 2 championships, and then went to the Cup Series. And granted, like it wasn't in great equipment. You know, he won the one race in 2007 at Dover, and then didn't win again until like 2012 or some shit with Michael Waltrip Racing. And then he just, you know, he didn't have a lot of great opportunities for as good as he was in the Xfinity Series. And then finally, you know, they hit on it with Furniture Row, the relationship with Joe Gibbs, and then coming over to Gibbs, like he's
like, wait a minute, this is how you drive.
I mean, the last 5 years, I don't think, I haven't really looked, but I would doubt like anybody over the last 5 years has more wins than him and has been better than him. You know, it's crazy how he's really taken off. I think he's 40 now, I'm pretty sure. Something like that.
Yeah, he's definitely near the peak of his career.
So, yeah, I mean, we don't know how much longer he has left, but it feels like there's just so many of these tracks we come to where he just puts on clinics. Like it seems like a lot of the tracks are the worn out driver's tracks, which makes it like even more impressive what he's been able to do. I mean, granted, yeah, like we said, he's not very exciting, he's quiet, but I mean, the dude's a fucking wheelman, and he's the championship favorite at this point, I feel like.
Rumors are he's a homosexual.
Rumors are? Okay.
Yeah, I started that rumor.
Right, who's the rumor according to?
Me. He's got that girlfriend that he won't marry.
Worthy man, Jay.
That's true.
He's got to marry Sherry Pollux. They've been together for like 35 years. Doesn't make any sense.
So did he like find William Byron on Grindr and something, and they like hooked up, or what do you think?
He actually drove William Byron's car for his win at Homestead. Did it remotely. That's why William Byron won.
Okay, fair enough.
William Byron's just like, all right, you go.
Yeah.
But here was the other thing about this weekend was, you know, obviously this was the first time we've seen, I mean, we had 3 races at Darlington last year, but this was the first one with the 750 low downforce package. What did you guys think overall of the racing in this race versus what we saw in the races last year in the 550 high downforce package?
I liked watching the cars this one. Like, I liked watching them slide around. It was a hot, slick track, more horsepower, less downforce. It was fun watching them slide around. I mean, it wasn't too exciting, and I mean, you're gonna get those, especially with like
NASCAR.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But other than
it just
that,
proves that
no
matter what package you bring, they can't pass. They can't pass. To this time, they couldn't pass because there was no spoiler to have air on. So it was anytime they got too close. I mean, I don't know how that.
Ladies and gentlemen, dirty air sucks.
NASCAR's Clean Air Initiative starting next year.
That's the thing. It's like I think like racing wise, like it was probably, you know, I would say it was definitely more exciting the races last year that they had with that other package, but I think this package for Darlington is better just because the track is so worn out and you saw so much like off throttle time, which we never saw in the years prior. And they actually showed a graphic. Credit to Fox. They don't do a whole lot of things that I like, but they did have a cool graphic to see like, you know, this year versus last year in the
Martin Truex's throttle control.
Right. Yeah. And it was actually cool to see like how much faster they were going last year.
Fox did 30 seconds of good material. Congrats, Fox.
Yeah.
For your service spots.
Yeah. No, it was. I thought, in all honesty, if there wasn't such a dominant car, like if you took Truex out of the field, I thought this probably would have been a very highly rated race because you had lots of guys that were going, comers and goers. You had guys slipping and. Yeah, you could tell like whenever they go to onboards how hard it was for them to drive those cars, and like you just don't see them, have to have that much off throttle time these days, and it was kind of refreshing, honestly, just to be able to see that. Unfortunately, some guy just hit on everything and just dusted the field, but I thought for the most part I enjoyed what I saw. Obviously, I wished it would have been a little closer for, towards the end of the race, but you'll have that. But that's not how I sort of rank every single race based on how it finishes or that sort of thing. Like, for example, I thought this race was better than what we saw at Kansas last week, but some people might not think that based on like all the cautions we had towards the end of the Kansas race and all the field being bunched up and that sort of thing. But
NASCAR fans are retarded, bro. They only vote. They only remember the last 20 minutes of what they saw. Everything else is erased. People are voting that race above average. It's like, bro,
dude. And if Chase Elliott won that race, like, what would they have been saying? Like, it was probably
Chase
the best race
even in that race.
But like I was saying too, though,
I
it's fun to
finished
watch
seventh,
the car slide around, but that doesn't make it a good race.
Yeah, but do you remember? Like, did you see Chase Elliott at all? Like. He was invisible.
That too.
They showed his throwback quite a bit. He had a sick throwback, but
yeah, he did.
He was hanging out with the Hooter girls the whole time.
Chris Buescher's throwback was my favorite. Chris Buescher and Kurt Busch. They threw back to
Mike
last.
Joe's like, yeah, I threw it back to last week.
Back, dude. Mike Joy, that was a baller ass move.
That was hilarious.
But then he apologized for it, bro. That was like the shitty part. It's like Mike Joy, don't fucking apologize for it. You said, dude, one funny thing.
You should be chastised if you don't have a throwback for throwback weekend. You should be absolutely chastised.
Fox probably told him.
I'm serious
Fox
when I
Monster
say
probably told him
they should be put to the rear. Like
that's probably why Noah Gragson failed inspection in the Xfinity race because he didn't have a throwback.
No throwback,
he
no inspection.
Had his normal car.
Junior Motorsports is appealing. Not that they're gonna win.
They are appealing.
But...
No, they're not gonna win that. But anyways, like from this race, what do you guys think? Like the last, I think it's since like 2007, I think that they've had 2 Darlington races like actually scheduled at the beginning of the year. Do you guys think that Darlington should have 2 Cup weekends going forward?
Not if it's going to look like that.
It's a debatable topic.
But almost note if you're going
to...
Sorry, go ahead.
I think that they should just keep it to 1, keep the Southern 500, just make it a crown jewel, just only one of them. Like, you don't need 2 Indianapolis races, you don't need 2 Coke 600s, like all that. I think you just keep it a crown jewel with 1 race, Southern 500, a long-ass race. Keep it throwback weekend. And
I say we do 3 Coke 600s.
Back to back, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah. And then throw away 2 Poconos and 1 Darlington race, and we're good. No, there aren't that many tracks. There aren't many tracks that deserve 2 races. And just judging on how this race went, I think they chose the wrong package. And I don't know. Daytime racing, you're not going to get a good product 90% of the time. I don't think. They don't have tires. They don't have the right tires to do it, and they never seem to bring a tire to the track that can hold up to 134-degree track temperature. You notice how the race got better when the sun went down. That's
so. You think they should have the 550 horsepower for this one?
I think you give them Legends cars, just straight Legends cars. Everybody gets a Legends car.
No, hey,
let's go.
A true throwback weekend. Put them all in like 90s Cup cars.
Yeah.
That would be kind of sick.
Yeah. Anything besides what we have.
Yeah. It's tough. Like I was honestly very excited for this race. Just because like I think Darlington is just such a cool. It's one of the most unique, toughest tracks on the schedule. My thing was, it felt like Throwback Weekend should be the Southern 500. Like, the Southern 500 is one of the oldest races on the schedule. And I might be the oldest, I'm not exactly sure, but it felt like that should be the Throwback Weekend, right? Like, the Southern 500, that's the throwback. But, the thing that throws it off is the fact that it's the first race of the playoffs, and all these sponsors and shit, they didn't want to deal with, like the playoffs is starting, and then we got to think about a throwback, blah, blah, blah. So we'll make this a Throwback Weekend. I don't know.
Is it really that hard though? Like, obviously you got to talk to your sponsors and stuff about it, but you can literally just take one day out of your life and just be like, hey, sponsor, you want to do this throwback? I like him. And they're like, yeah. Or they're like, nah.
I don't think it's that hard. Like, I think it should, I like Darlington having two weekends on the schedule. I just think that the Southern 500 should be the Throwback Weekend, personally. And honestly, I would be fine if Darlington wasn't in the chase. If you moved it a week or two up or something like that, I don't think it needs to be in the chase. But I still think it's one of the more, interesting tracks on the schedule. I think it should have two weekends personally, but.
Boo. I agree. It's too bad. That's another thing I hate about NASCAR. Sponsors control everything, and they ruin 90% of it. Not Camping World, though. Camping World is changing the world.
Yes, Camping World.
$1.99 card at a time.
Thank you, Camping World, for not sponsoring this podcast just yet, but you probably will end up doing it because anything NASCAR related will be sponsored by Camping World by the end of 2023.
Thank you, Marky Lemons, for sponsoring Norm Benning, who once again had to leave the track because he was too slow. I want to know where Norm
will be.
I think Marky Lemons is paying Norm Benning in Camping World gift certificates and sending people money. He's like, you guys got a new truck. You guys got a new truck engine over there for me at Camping World. What about Good Sam's?
Dude, we honestly, Marcus, you say what you want about Marcus Lemonis, but like that dude, I fucking love what that guy is doing for the sport, man. Like, I know he sponsors the truck series, obviously, but I just think it's so cool. Like, all, the way he's reaching out.
Now, I think it was I think his Camping World Speedway at Darlington.
I just think it's so cool how he's reached out to like all these teams that don't have sponsors and giving them options and different bonuses if they finish where and where. I just think it's so cool that a guy that's as proficient with business like he is, that he's so involved with all that sort of thing.
Quick question though.
Is your mustache drinking water?
More than 15? Yes, it is actually. It needs its hydration, just like everybody else. But anyways, is Sheldon Creed worth more than $15,000 in sponsorship? What do you guys think?
I mean, if it's not a contract to model to be a model, then he deserves way more than $15,000. If you're giving him $15,000 to be in your catalog, he's getting a fucking hell of a contract because that boy ugly.
Yeah, I mean it is kind of crazy though.
All right, Ryan, would you swipe right on him?
No.
Yeah, see, that's how we know. I do love me some Shelly Creed.
Yeah. I mean, I do like Sheldon Creed. I like his style. I think he has a cool, aggressive style. That tweet that he had that I think we've all seen, where Lemonis basically said like, we offered to help him, blah blah blah, and then he was like, "Do you really think we're worth $15,000?" And like, I mean,
I would
for
have
a
been
championship driver.
You gonna pay Normie Bennings and Shelly Creed's the same thing? Nah, bro.
Well, they may look the same.
It's true.
The whole thing about that is that he, it was $15,000 up front. Like, it was $15,000 up front, but he had bonus like performance incentives essentially, and one of which
wasn't it like 10,000 for a top 10, 10,000 extra, obviously. For a top 10,
like 20,000 and then,
or like
it was $100,000 for a win, $100,000 for a win, and so obviously like he won the race, so that would have been right there. So I mean, it I don't know. That kind of got.
I don't know. Let's
and
ask
switch.
Sheldon Creed if it was a good idea for him not to take the Camping World sponsorship this weekend. Sheldon Creed, what's your answer to that question?
I mean, it doesn't look like a great idea as of now because he could have had $100,000 more. So I mean, like,
Oh, he blew his brains out.
it was just a
Rest in
snarky.
peace,
It was just
Kurt
a snarky
Sheldon
comment
Creed.
that he made. It was just a snarky comment that Creed made that really wasn't necessary. But anyways, I mean, he won the fucking race, so I guess he can say whatever he really wants.
He was living on a prayer, dude. He had just won the race. He didn't give a fuck, bro.
Yeah, I'm sure he had a few at that
He
point.
had Jason
and,
Leffler's
good
fucking ghost riding on his riding in that truck with him.
Dude, that was a cool.
Jason
That was one of
Leffler's
my favorite
dead. That's what I'm
throwbacks.
saying.
I think that was one of my favorite throwbacks. I'm just glad that he kept Ben Rhodes from winning the race. And guess what? Our
Me
boy
too.
Carson Hovercar finished third. That was pretty solid for
Good
him.
run. Good run for him.
Yeah, good run for him for sure. Dude, there were
We'd be proud of you.
all of the ThorSport trucks finished in the top 6. How about that? And Timmy Hill finished 7th. Could you believe
Yeah, I
that?
saw that. That was
Timmy Hill finished 7th.
Tyler. Jason Leffler was from Long Beach, California.
No wonder he died.
He died in a dirt track in
Mhm.
Pennsylvania, though.
Mm-hmm.
Still, if you're from Long Beach, you're gonna die
Yeah.
early.
Carson Hovercar has moved within 5 points of a playoff spot.
Dude, I think that might be our favorite driver on the pod, honestly. We might have to get Carson Hovercar on the pod, to be honest.
Yeah, big time.
We might say his
Question.
name right if he comes on the pod.
I was gonna just say, are we gonna call him Hovercar or?
I'll call him
Horseshaver.
Horseshaver. Yo, what's up, Horseshaver?
I'm like, hey, yo, Hovercar, what up? And he's just
Tell
like,
us if
give
you're
me
better
off
than
this
Haley
shit.
Deegan, though.
Hey, we
Oh,
gotta,
wait,
we
just kidding, You're
gotta.
obviously better.
Jay, you're gonna hate this, but we
Yep.
do have to just touch on this for a second. Justin Allgire won his second race of the season. He all the junior motorsports cars found themselves at the top of the leaderboard late in the race, and
That's how I feel. That's what I thought about
Dude.
doing when Allgaier won that race.
I think we were all kind of rooting for Josh Berry to give him another one. He started on the front row the last couple of restarts and almost got it.
He
Like
went to
what-
the top like a nincompoop.
Yeah. I mean, he did. But honestly, like I was just thinking about this. Like we know obviously that Miguel Paludo is going to be in the car for the road course that are coming up,
Ooh.
and then Sam Mayer's going to take over. I think at Nashville or one of the tracks sometime in June, I think. Do you think there's any realistic possibility that Barry could land another ride like in the Xfinity Series for the rest of the year and like somehow get in the playoffs?
No.
That's tough. I
You
think.
don't think so?
I think there's
There-
a small
where?
possibility, like maybe like R Motorsports or whatever.
That's
it is.
what I was thinking, honestly.
Our
That might not be a
Motorsports
bad
with Chevy,
idea.
Yeah, that's actually a good call. That's probably the only possibility.
Because the Chevy, and then all he needs to do is just finish out the regular season because he has a win.
Yeah, but he's
Or
already
maybe
missed
I
a race.
noticed-
He'd have to get an approval for that missed race.
I think NASCAR would waive it. Honestly, I think
so,
NASCAR would
too.
waive it.
But he's also
if he
well,
could
yeah,
find
he's like
out.
6. What's the rule in Xfinity? Because he's 16th in points now.
It's top. I think it's top 25 as long as you're in the top
Oh, yeah.
I want to say
25.
so, yeah.
That makes sense.
Oh no, it's top 20. So as long as you're in the top 20 in points, you're good for that. He is currently 16th in points.
16th.
So
Alex Bay's about to
Joe
cry.
Burns,
Alex the
Top
Bay's coming
Joe
back,
Burns
baby.
is 1 point in front of him somehow.
TJM.
That's crazy.
TJ
honestly.
Maxx, baby. Thank you for the
But
sponsorship.
I would love to see. I think we would all love to see that. If some he's been running so well. Like
And
he-
you got to think too. That man ran really, really well at Phoenix earlier this year.
right,
He could be a
yeah.
championship contender if he gets to that Final Four.
Won Martinsville, ran good at Darlington. That's in the playoffs. Like, I mean,
Would be interesting to see him at a road course.
But
with no
dude, he was
practice,
running
but
third and catching first and second. How about Austin Cindric though? I think ever since like he got that second win, he hasn't really done much. Like he's been just a top 10 quiet contender, but
I mean, the Xfinity series is so shallow that, as long as he doesn't have like a major issue, he's pretty much going to finish top 10 by default. But, I don't think there's anybody betting against Austin Cindric winning the championship this year. So,
I mean, his car committed suicide before the finish line.
Yeah, that was tough for him.
It just straight exploded.
But I mean, shit, he's got 9 starts, he's got 2 wins, 6 top 5s, 5 stage wins. Like, he's gonna be fine. Like,
let me roll this back though. You know who finished 9th the Xfinity race? Alexander Lebay. Alex
the
Lebay.
Canadian hoe.
Boy.
The only Canadian we got left, I think, up in this bitch, besides Stuart Friesen.
Get the last one left. Complete the mission.
Raphael Lessard is gone though. So
you know what? I was just thinking about this. Like, if would Barry, like, would he even have to stay with Chevy? Like, I feel like at that point, once Mayer is like fully in that ride, I feel like he could go anywhere. Like, I'm just trying to think of like rides that make sense. I know. I'm just trying to think about rides that would like make sense for him. You know what I mean? Like the 23 car, I guess.
He could get into the 90. That's the that's the Mario Gosselin third car though. They got Josh Williams, my boy LeBay, and then the number 90 that just is out there. Because remember what Myatt Snyder did last year? He hopped into the second Sieg car.
That's true.
I mean, shit. Why don't we put him in the 98? That makes some sense.
Honestly, I mean,
dude, I'm telling you right now, like, if you ask Tony Stewart, like, I mean, obviously sponsorship and everything, but like, I feel like Tony Stewart would rather have Josh Berry in his car than Riley Herbst.
Josh Berry to the SRX confirmed.
Fuck, dude, he'd probably rather have Jeffrey Earnhardt's in that car. Jeffrey Earnhardt's might at least, like, finish more races.
Oh, I mean, what about like the 61 that like Austin Hill runs?
That's not a bad idea.
The Hattori car?
Yeah.
We do trucks, but we got this car too.
I mean,
hey, we found this car in the back parking lot.
I feel like if he got in that, like, he could stay within the top 20 in points and make the playoffs. I don't know. Like, I feel like that's just like his only. That's just his only. Like, I think we all hope for Josh Berry's sake that he gets a chance to do that. He got the win this year. He deserves being in the playoffs. Like,
let's start an online petition to get Josh Berry into the second Hour Motorsports car. I think that would be his best bet.
Let's start a petition for JRM to open up a 5th car. How about that?
What about that Sam Hunt Racing too? They've been all over the place with drivers this year.
I know John Huber Nemechek is gonna be in that car next week at Dover.
John Huber Nemechek.
Yeah.
John Huber Nemechek.
But honestly, though, like, this isn't insane. Like, if there was a sponsor that said, we love Josh Berry, like, we're willing to sponsor him for the rest of the season, I don't know, man. Like, there's no limit in the Xfinity or Truck Series on like how many cars you can have. If someone were to say that, like, I don't know, JRM could be like, we're opening up a 5th car the rest of the season.
Yeah,
like,
I don't see that happening.
I don't see that happening.
But I also can at the same time.
How about they put him in the 1 car?
I mean, I think we could all probably agree on that. Yeah.
Maybe Michael Annett dies in an unfortunate accident of our making. And then all of a sudden Josh Berry has. No, our luck.
Gentlemen that host the Backmarkers podcast named Ryan J. and Tyler have killed Michael Annett.
Michael Annett has met a very suspicious ending. He had a heart attack at the age of 34. An empty syringe was found near his body.
So, Pilot Flying J they said, we'll sponsor Josh Berry in the 1 car the rest of the season. Josh Berry wins a championship.
I think that dude is just like, that dude who owns Pilot Flying J, who also owns the Cleveland Browns, is like, I'm so used to mediocrity, I only will sponsor Michael Annett. If you make the playoffs, I'm dropping your ass, Michael Annett. Josh Berry, dude. Josh
Yeah.
Berry. One short track should sponsor Josh Berry every race. Like one short track that Josh Berry's won at. Should throw some money his way every race. I mean, he'd definitely be sponsored for the rest of the season.
I think it would be awesome if that were to somehow happen and he were to be able to still stay at JRM and run the rest of the season.
What about fucking his company that he's got with Dale Jr.'s got that company with Blake Koch, Filter Time. That's their company.
Right. Yeah.
Just throw that shit on the car, bro.
Yeah, I mean, granted,
Dale
it's like
Jr.
a
acts
colleague
like he's
one,
fucking
but fuck it.
broke, dude. Dale Jr.'s like,
Right.
I only got
Like-
pennies. I roll up my own quarters and
He
bring it back.
literally
to
has
the bank.
2 pay for dry carvers. Like pay. I completely butchered that.
I know what you
pay
meant.
to drive. Yeah,
We
pay to
got
drive.
you.
Like,
Grant.
Yo,
Allgire and
what
Michael
if Colleague
Annette,
brought
it's
out
like-
a 4th car?
ooh.
Wait, what?
What if Colleague was like, "Hey, bro, we got you," and brought out a 4th car?
Well, what number would it be? What number do you think?
No, not 61.
They've got 11, 16, and 10. There's no 12.
Like-
Well, Penske still
Yeah,
has
I
12.
was
at
thinking.
Xfinity. Let's bring back the 5. You know what's been the 5 has been missing from Xfinity in a while. I thought about the other day. I don't know
Five is a
if
good number, honestly.
and that
Five's
used
a
to
good-looking
be-
number on a race car.
yeah.
Matt
but it-
Mills has it though.
Oh, that's right, huh?
dude. Yeah, I forget that car exists.
Get out of
all
here,
the time.
Matt Mills.
Fuck off, Matt Mills, Matty Mills. Dude, we could get Josh
Maybe
That
Berry
would
in
be
the
sick.
60.
Honestly, bring back the 88 in the 88, baby. Let's go.
That'd be tight.
Dude, let's start bombarding Marky Lemons, dude. Where's Marky Lemons for getting Josh Berry's back, dude?
Real,
the
bro.
true
Like,
Marky Mark.
dude, that would be his best investment yet that he's made is to sponsor Josh Berry for the rest of the season. He'll be in the playoffs. Like,
If we
Damn.
can't get him in an Xfinity car, let's get him over in that truck that Brett Moffitt was driving for the rest of the year.
the need, yeah. I think we could all agree, like, it would just be cool to see Josh Berry, like, long term, like, in whether it's a truck or Xfinity car, like, that would just be cool to see, just to see what he would do. Like, you know, I mean,
He's
GM
obviously
Best had-
only
The 10
he's
car
getting
next
better.
firm.
He's only gotten better throughout the season.
I mean, he's like, granted, like JRM cars are like some of the best on the grid, but like still, like he's been competing for wins at quite a few of these races so far this season. So
Yeah, he's ran top 5 a lot.
yeah,
Well, I can tell you exactly how many times he's run top 5.
Whoa.
He has 2 top 5s, 1 win, 2 top 5s, 4 top 10s, and 8 races.
I feel like
I
he's
gotta
run
think, too.
like a lot.
Another
he's got
top
3
5 would have been at
DNFs.
Phoenix, but he got wrecked.
Yeah. Hmm.
Then he was running. I think he was running 4th or 5th at Atlanta before he died.
Rest
Yeah.
in peace, Atlanta grass.
The tallest grass known to man.
Hey, this is my next thing on the thing. The Jay was the boost this weekend was so Greg Biffle. They had Greg Biffle for the truck race for some reason that I'm very.
Hey Greg,
Sure.
what do you think about that truck? Yeah, it's a truck.
He
Greg.
just
Good
was
job,
like-
bud.
They were asking about like Haley Deegan and shit. They're like, she's run really well this year. Like, I'm telling you, like, you just gotta run all the laps. Like, if you just run out, if you're in the grass, like, you ain't learning. But if you're running all the laps, you know, you're not getting this experience. Like, it was just like, bro, like Haley Deegan has run like dog shit this year. Just say it, like,
Biffle, what do you
like
think
I
about,
guarantee you, like
what do you
you
think about Haley Deegan? Girl.
Woman.
Dude,
on
it
the-
literally like you put Josh Berry in that one truck, like that has at least 1 win so far this year.
And not to mention, okay, on the flip side, I know Ryan took note of this in our notes that you can't see. Eric Jones did a fucking outstanding job in the booth. That man was born for the booth.
I honestly couldn't tell, Jay, whether you were being like real or sarcastic. I was like really.
I mean,
like,
I don't like to give that away,
questioning that.
but this time it was 100% real. Like I was like when I heard him
What
start
did you like
talking,
about it?
and it sounds racist too because Bubba was the other person in the booth. Like I can't get away with anything now, but dude, he made Bubba look stupid. I mean, Bubba was funny and whatever. Bubba was
Whoa! Canceled.
Bubba was charming, but like Eric Jones was good at like he he was better than we are at this. He would make us look bad on our own podcast.
He was better than I thought he would.
He was better than any driver they've had in the booth all season, and I love Joey Logano. But he was better than Joey Logano. He was more put together. His statements. I mean, shit. He put half the fucking announcers that they have that are paid to do it to shame, in my opinion.
Yeah, he did do a pretty good job. But I was thinking I'm trying to think back. Fox has done this for the last couple of years where they've done drivers in the Xfinity or drivers for the Xfinity Series races. I still think, and I'm pretty sure about this, the two best drivers that I think I've ever seen that have done a broadcast for the Xfinity Series were Kevin Harvick and Brad Keselowski. I still think those are the two best. And Harvick, I think, is obviously closer to potentially being in a spot to do that.
I doubt it.
You don't think Harvick
I
could
don't
do
know
that?
that Leanna Harvick lets him get away on the weekends like that once he retires. We all know she makes the decisions.
I
don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. He hasn't. He was committed a couple of years ago to doing a lot of races. In the last couple of years, he hasn't done very many. But I still think he was always very good. And Brad, I think, is the best. I think of all the Xfinity, of all the current Cup drivers they have come in there, Brad is the best. Brad
knows. Joey, goats.
Yeah, Joey's not bad. Joey's not bad. I think Brad is just, I don't know what it is exactly, but he just has something that he is really good at doing broadcasting. And even when he's on Race Hub and that sort of thing.
Bias. You just like people from Michigan.
I don't.
No, I think I think the proof's in the pudding there, bud. I think the proof is in the gay pudding.
Oh, God.
What do you think? What do you think? Can't even. The gay pudding.
Anyways, do you guys have seen Brad? I don't know how many. He's in a couple of races this year, I think, but
he hasn't done as many. He did a lot last year.
He did a lot last year, but he just and I still think he'll be driving for quite a while. But whenever he does retire, I really think he would be an awesome addition to one of the booths, for whatever network.
It's unfortunate that F1 is racing when we go to COTA, because I wouldn't mind Lando Norris in the booth for a fucking NASCAR Xfinity race.
That would be interesting.
Beast mode.
He'd probably have more questions than statements to say, but funny. Get Verstappen, Leclerc, and Norris up there and see what happens. Just let them go.
Why are they going wide open around this turn? Why are they on the brakes so much, bro?
Why is that 00 car power sliding into those tires?
Where's the DRS zone?
Why is that 00 trying to pit from the outside lane with two cars below? That's just what Quinn Hoofy does.
That's just what he does, bro. Fucking dude.
Yo,
and what ruins those?
Tell him the box. Why are there two different people talking to him at the same time?
What ruins the Xfinity races is fucking Adam Alexander in the booth, and honestly,
you know how I feel about Adam Alexander, man. He's everyone's creepy uncle, dude. He's he's that uncle that comes up to you at a party you haven't seen 10 years, and he puts his arm on your shoulder, and you're like, bro, get your arm off, don't touch me, get out of here. And he's like, I've got some little tidbits to tell you about the NASCAR Xfinity Series,
dude,
on Fox.
But honestly, the Vince Welch in the Truck Series is worse. I think he just
blasphemy,
redemption out his hands,
dude. Racing redemption. We're just gonna keep on trucking here from Darlington.
He's just so bad. It's just
he's not. He's not bad. He's not worse than Adam Alexander. I'm gonna disagree with you 100 times out of 100. He's a fucking goofball, but and he's he might have taken a short bus to school. I don't have any proof, but
dude, honestly,
Alexander,
give me Mike Joy doing Xfinity and truck races. I'd fucking nut for that. I think that would just be so awesome.
He's just a grumpy old man who's let him only do.
Let's
Racing redemption at his hands. The wheel for Ross Chastain is still and perfect, and he has done it. Winning at Gateway.
just a Vince Welch Welch appreciation listen.
That was him coming.
We're going to do.
He said
at some
"and"
point-
like 16 times.
Sexual redemption in Vince Welch's bedroom. His dick is stiff and straight. And I am Vince Welch, and I am coming.
We're gonna do a tier ranking of all the NASCAR announcers, but that's just such a legendary moment.
At
honestly.
my penis. The dick pointed
My
left.
penis is straight and hard. This is Vince Welch, and I am coming. You know that is like definitely how he comes. Like,
Oh yeah,
for real.
100%.
if
That
I
was
had
like the
that
dirt
voice
derby.
too,
He's like,
man.
"That's the dirt derby."
And I'm just gonna. This is Vince Welch, and I'm just gonna keep on fucking here from my bedroom.
Oh my god, dude.
On another
Well,
note,
All right,
Hey,
all
have
all
you
right.
ever seen
Hamilton.
Jay and
Oh.
Vince Welch in the same room, though? That was pretty tight. That was spot on.
I'm gonna practice that now, dude, because
You need to, honestly. That was so good.
Dude, hey, fuck the F1 league. We're gonna announce it as the worst announcers. Like, I'll be Adam Alexander and you be Vince Welch.
Oh god, dude.
for Larry Smith, this is Racing Redemption.
He finally meets Bobby Love.
The
He
wheel
finally
in
gets a
DRS mode.
Will our friend Larry Smith get a win before Chase Elliott this year?
Oh, that's only because 3 cars showed up this week. Oh.
Dude, what about? There's a movie
Racing
called like
Redemption
what's
at
wrong
his
with
hand.
what's wrong with Kevin? This year's NASCAR season, it's what's wrong with Chase. I know he finished 7th, but like I don't even remember seeing him. But like when they showed his car a couple times during the race, he was such a non-factor, and has been such a non-factor. And look at his teammates. I mean, Kyle Larson.
I was a little bit hesitant on Chase Elliott this week because, like, I know he's run well at Darlington, but that was on that different package, and I was like, this package is just going to be different. I feel like he hasn't run well at any of the higher horsepower, low downforce packages. But yeah, I mean, throughout most of this year, there's been something that's just off with him. I don't know what it is exactly, but you know, Kyle Larson has had race-winning speed at like quite a few tracks this year. William Byron has been, you know, top 7
William
speed
Byron.
at pretty much every track.
I think just saying William Byron is outperforming Chase Elliott is like a shocking statement. If somebody said that last year, even the beginning of this year, we would have all just like beaten them to death with sticks. Like, oh, you're drunk, bro. Like you drank some bleach, or there's some sort of gas leak in your house.
William Byron. He's 3rd in points. Like he had. I don't even think his car was that great, and he just had a easy 4th place finish this week. Like it was just easy. Like, and this is his 10 straight top 10 in a row. Like he is just Mr. Consistent this season. Like you know, I don't know how much longer this top 10 streak is going to go, but you know, I hope he. I don't think anybody will really take him seriously for a championship until he wins like another race or 2 this year. But I think if that happens, like he's literally just up there every single week, and you know, no matter how much you hate the guy or what you think about him, like he's fucking there. He's fucking there, man.
He's
like
3rd in points. Like,
back me up, YT. You said he was impressive, right?
I'm backing you up, bro. Like.
He is.
And I hate him.
Very impressive this year.
He learned how to
points.
race on a computer.
And now he's learning in real life without no training wheels. I wonder if, what if Rick Hendrick just had like a block behind his throttle all the time just so he couldn't go as fast?
Dude,
Just so like he could learn.
That ring was maybe Rick Hendrick is a fucking genius, dude. He's like, William Byron, I don't think you're going to win again. So I'm giving you this ring for your win at Daytona last year. You wear this ring and let that remind you of how mediocre you are, son. And then he's like, nah,
fuck you, Rick.
this.
I'm going to be good.
Fuck Rick Hendrick, bro. I'm going to beat Chase Elliott every fucking race, bro.
I mean, shit. Like, he has been really fucking strong every race. Like, he's had speed. Like, it hasn't always been race winning speed, but he's been easily top 10 speed every race, I think. So I don't know. We'll see how it continues to go, and if he gets another one here, we'll see. But I mean, there was a lot of pressure on him to start the year.
Ryan Newman got a top 10, so I think NASCAR is shutting down now.
Hey, both the Roush cars got top 10s. Like, for whatever reason, those cars
playoffs at this point.
Those cars on the worn out tracks, they run good. I don't know what it is about the worn out tracks, but they run good at there. So,
I mean, Ryan, if my boy Joey wouldn't have like sped or whatever he did, that would have been an 11th place.
Yeah, so. he would have finished top 5. Yeah, if he didn't.
That was kind of a obviously. I stopped watching the race at that point. I feel
like Joey, I don't think he ever speeds. I can't even remember the last time he sped. No, honestly,
he's one of the most consistent people. Like he might not have the fastest pit crew, but they don't make mistakes on pit road, and he doesn't speed.
He never has mistakes like that. Like, so yeah, no, that was kind of.
Was it exiting or was it enter? I think it was.
It was exiting pit road. Yeah. Which is weird. And it was on a green flag stop, too. Like, that's what makes it even more weird. But F1, meanwhile, was over in Spain. Such a great track for racing. Lewis Hamilton he got his 100th career pole and his 98th career race win. Max Verstappen got the jump on lap 1, but Mercedes... They had the right strategy, and they ended up passing with about 6 to go. What'd you guys think of the F1 race? If you have anything interesting to say about it at all.
Mercedes' strategy is God mode with that one.
I have nothing to say.
Much. Yeah.
Oh, Mazepin. It's been about 2 days since Mazepin has spun.
Yeah, Mazepin doesn't know what blue flags are either, so he doesn't know how those work.
He's colorblind.
Yeah. He doesn't know how those work.
He's like, what do you mean it's a white flag?
Yeah. No, it's I think early in the season, like at Bahrain, I think it was pretty obvious to say like Red Bull had the advantage. They were faster in the testing they did there. They were faster in the race. But since then, the only race where, Red Bull, I think, might have been faster was not a Mola. What was the
Did you say
third?
Mola?
What was the third race of the year there? The one that Verstappen won. What was that race?
Daytona Road Course.
I'm going to look that up right now. Yeah, the Daytona Road Course, that was it.
I want to really be clear because I've got the website up. It was been 3 days, 16 hours, and 49 minutes and 50 seconds since Mazepin has last spun.
Okay, thank you for that. No, it was Imola. It was Italy. It was the second race of the year that Verstappen won. Was
that Imola or was that an Imola?
I don't know. It's whatever you want to call it. Honestly, it was Italy. It's not
like Corey Haim.
Yeah, exactly.
I was trying to get a rise out of you, bud.
So Bahrain and Italy, number one. Those are the only two races where I think like Red Bull were a little bit faster than Mercedes, but Portugal and Spain, I think it was pretty obvious to see that Mercedes seemed to have the pace advantage again. It seemed like also Mercedes cars are better on the long runs, and it feels like their tires don't wear out as much.
It's
as
because
Red
they
Bull.
have a low rake vehicle.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, obviously the championship is still very close. I think it's only like 12 or 14 points right now. But you could even just see it. Like Verstappen had to be so aggressive into turn one to get that lead. That was his only chance of winning the race. And, Red Bull kind of biffed the strategy the rest of the race. But
Did you guys see the news about Red Bull's engines going forward?
No.
Well,
I
they're
think
not
it
gonna
was
do it
real
Honda.
news. I believe it was real, but Ferrari.
They're going to be with
supposedly-
Ferrari? Are you serious?
Yeah, if that was real
Really?
news.
Wow.
I
They
know
just
that
gifted
was-
Lewis their 8th.
I was like, damn. Like, are they
Um,
going to have the supercharged engine back, like the 2019
The
engine that
jet
they had?
fuel
Or
one.
what? Yeah.
The Michael Waltrip engine.
Because, damn, I mean, I don't know why they're going away from Honda, because it felt like they were making gains on them, and it feels weird to just make a switch like that, but I don't know.
yeah, maybe that was not real news. I don't know. I saw it, but
I didn't hear that, but if that's true, like that's kind of wild, honestly, because I know that Haas is Ferrari engines, and I think that's the only the only two teams that are using the Ferrari engine.
yeah, I mean,
But-
I'm not seeing any like official news,
I'm
so
not
maybe
either.
it was Insta bullshit.
Yeah, we'll
It
see, but
Looks like Red Bull's lured away an engineer
15.
from Mercedes,
15 of them.
though.
15 of them, Jay. 15 fucking engineers. And they were like,
All of them?
we like Red Bull. 15
That's
out
crazy.
of 100.
wow, that's wild. That's kind of dope, honestly.
They're
But-
like, yo, you get free Red Bulls. And they're like, all right, we're coming.
Well,
They're like, I'm
Here's-
thirsty.
here's the thing: is
Thirst
obviously, I think we all want to see like a close battle, and for the most part this year we've had that. It's been more competitive than it has been in past years. Like Mercedes has just been so far in front; it's just been like a guaranteed win at this point. But Verstappen is clearly the second best car. I don't think Bottas has anything at this point for him. So I hope every race it comes down to those two racing for wins. But the real question is, in 2 weeks at Monaco, I feel like recently that's been historically a Red Bull track. If Red Bull can't win there, I feel like
I mean,
really
it's named
they're
after
getting
their
in the heads.
goddamn sponsor. It's named after the
Right.
goddamn team. They better win there.
Right. Yeah. If they can't win at Monaco, that's going to really be a telltale sign for the rest of the season, I feel like. So we'll see how that one goes. That's in 2 weeks. It's still stupid that is
The fewer the long straightaways, the better for that Red Bull, for that engine power. Like
right. And
slower tracks are better for Red Bull.
it feels like the less abrasive tracks too. It feels like they're better at than Mercedes, but that's I mean, we'll see. That's in 2 weeks. It's still stupid that isn't on the same day as the Coke 600 and the Indy 500 as it always has been. But
It's because
It is what it
F1
is.
has no idea what the fuck they're doing over here.
they
Like,
don't know.
they're just
they're
like, yeah,
like,
we're
or
gonna schedule
should they
Monaco
care?
over here.
That's like
Yeah.
soccer fixing their schedule for Americans. Like, nah, ain't gonna
Like
happen.
NFL.
Yeah, NFL
Yeah.
fucking
Like having the Super
rotating their
Bowl
schedule
and
for
the,
Europeans.
Yeah, that's like having the World Series of soccer with the Super Bowl.
But here was what I was curious on F1 here. So Hamilton, obviously, as we said, 100 career poles, 98 career wins. Like, do you think, like, how impressive do you think that is when you sort of think about like some of the NASCAR records and like Petty's 200 wins and Jeff Gordon's 94 wins? Like, where do you think that sort of ranks?
NASCAR is more competitive than that.
So
It's-
you think 100 career poles and 98 career wins isn't as impressive as Petty's 200 wins?
I think it probably is, especially if you go era to era.
Yeah,
With
yeah, because I mean,
Petty-
homeboy Richard Petty had the best stuff.
They-
Plus,
some of those
There
seasons
was a
they
couple
raced
scoring
like
errors.
50 fucking times, and they raced like twice a week. And Richard Petty was racing like local schlubs half the time. I think, well, I mean, it's impressive because he's already broken the wins record. That's probably the pole record, right, too, for F1. So
It
those
is.
are two, like,
Yeah.
those are two records he's going to set that are never going to be beaten. Because
Yeah, I don't see them beaten.
I think F1 will strive to make their cars more even. I think they're trying to do that in the future.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's already going to hurt anybody trying to catch that record. And I don't even know who has the second most wins to that, like actively. I know it's old Mikey Don't
I think
Ski.
it's Vettel. I mean, I think Vettel has like what 50 something wins. Like
53.
That fucking shitbag has. Yeah, well, I forgot he was good before I started watching the sport.
the thing is crazy. Vettel's only what 30, 31. Like he's not that fucking old. Like
he's only 30 or 31, dude.
yeah, dude.
He looks like
Dude,
he's
he's not-
45.
I know,
Dude, it's
He
because
is
Ferrari,
young.
bro. Ferrari murdered him.
bro.
Yeah, well, they definitely did a number on the boy. Oh.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: is like Max Verstappen, who like honestly for the rest of his career is probably going to get compared to Lewis Hamilton and that sort of thing. Because once Hamilton decides he's done, he's obviously going to be the top guy in the series. But if I feel like if Verstappen gets to 50 wins, that's incredible. Like I think he's at 10 wins right now. Like if he gets to 50 based on all the changes they're trying to make with the spending and all that sort of thing to make it more equal, I think that's going to be really, really impressive. But I mean, Hamilton, I think is going to go down as the GOAT for maybe
All
ever.
motorsports. Yeah, I think that's safe to say.
Yeah.
I really hope he comes over and just does a couple one-off NASCAR races, like whether it's at an oval, whether it's at a road course. I think it'd be so fun.
Especially if they do COTA again next year, dude. Like, I mean, shit. They're not racing, or no, they are racing that weekend.
I feel like it's more likely he does IndyCar, don't you think? Like,
Yeah, but who cares about IndyCar?
Yeah,
Been there.
I mean,
if
who
you're gonna
cares?
do
But
that,
also,
America
like,
pays.
It's been done. I think he'd get more money coming to NASCAR.
what do you think he'd do at like the Indy 500? Do you think he?
That would be cool, actually.
That would be tight. Dude,
I
have him
could-
pull the double header. Make him go Indy 500 then Coke 600.
That would be pretty funny, honestly.
Just force him
Have
to. You're
Romain
like,
do that this year.
Lewis!
Have Romain do it this year, honestly.
There's,
dude, that'd be tight.
I mean, dude, F1 has like a month off later this season for some odd fucking reason. So
Their little summer break, dude, it's crazy. Their schedule, like they're just literally like it's like April through like December, like mid-December, and they have like 3 weeks off, and a lot of the races they have like a week off in between. Like their schedule's kind of wild. But
has Hamilton ever run like the 24 hours of Daytona or anything, or Sebring?
no,
Nothing
but
in
that would be
America, I
fun.
don't think.
Yeah,
That would just be fun just to see. And I think for him, like, honestly, like, I think this year has re-energized him a little bit because he knows, like, Red Bull and Verstappen's, like, actually a threat. But, like, in past years, it felt like he was kind of getting, like, bored and, like, wants to be challenged and that sort of thing. But I feel like a new series or a new sort of racing, whatever that is, like I feel like that would really challenge him. I think that would be a lot of fun for a lot of fans just to see how he would fare in a different type of car and series and that sort of thing.
and I'll say it again, but it would put whatever sport he's doing in the world spotlight. It like think about how many eyes that brings
Yep.
to whatever you put him in.
Right.
No.
Exactly.
Do like a
You're
Jimmy
telling me,
Johnson, Jimmy Johnson, Richard Petty, Dale Earnhardt Sr., Lewis Hamilton, 24 hours of Daytona. Dale's Ghost will run the smallest portion, and then Richard Petty will also run a very small portion. It will. But dude, how about just Richard Petty, Lewis Hamilton, and Jimmy Johnson running
Honestly,
24 hours of Daytona?
You know what would
That'd
be
be
really
so
fun?
cool.
What would be really fun would be a 24-hour race with like Hamilton, Verstappen, like Ricardo, and George Russell or some shit like that. Like that would be kind of interesting.
That would be
Probably
really
something
cool.
they've done on
all-
iRacing already.
And all F1, just try it out, see what happens. That would be fun.
I think you had a visual presentation to make.
I did, yeah. So we are transitioning from F1. We are now officially 12 races in, a third of the way through the season in NASCAR for the Cup Series. We have a little visual I'm going to pull up here. Let me do the screen share here. All right, y'all got me?
Yep.
We got you.
All right. So I'm going to pull it up here.
What kind of computer is that?
This is a MacBook Pro.
Yay.
All right, you apple
Rainbow.
cook.
Anyway, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to go through all the teams here, and we're going to rank them just based on how we think they are through the first third of the season, where they're at, all that sort of thing. So we'll get some good commentary on every single team in NASCAR here. If you are listening to the podcast on either Apple Podcasts or Spotify, I would strongly suggest for this portion switching over to YouTube just so you can see the graph and that sort of thing.
Or we could just be super descriptive. So
Yeah.
we have
Use our words,
six
too.
tiers.
Let's,
We got 6 tiers. Our top tier is going to be S tier, aka super tier. That is like our pinnacle of drivers for the season, like the peak, the best drivers so far. A tier, pretty solid drivers, kind of like just below S tier, but just not good enough to get into that S tier yet. And then B, just pretty average, a little bit above average because it's third. And then C, which just are completely neutral, just whatever drivers. D, below average, is kind of having a bad season. And then L tier, which is going to be the big L's, as in you fucking suck tier.
I think you could probably put this. So S, A, and B tiers would probably be all the guys that you think are playoff contenders, like guys that are going to be in the playoffs, that sort of thing. C, I think you would say is probably challenging for a playoff spot. D is not going to make the playoffs, but not terrible. And then L is just backmarkers. That's all you can say. So let's get it started off here. You guys can all see my screen. The first guy up, I don't know why he's the first guy up, but it's William Byron.
Oh, you're gonna go in order of like how this goes. We're not just gonna do tiers.
Nope. I'm just gonna go and order each guy, and we'll just debate on where you guys think it should be. So we got the 24 car. We got William Byron. I feel like he's been so consistent to this point in the year. I think he's got to be at least A tier, right? Like
I think he's A tier.
Yeah, he's not S tier.
Yeah, I don't think he's quite top tier left, but he's right there. Like he's so consistent. He's fast every week. I think he's got to be right there. Anthony Alfredo.
Run if he keeps it
Anthony Alfredo is a big fat L tier.
Honestly, mega L's.
He's killed Cole Custer. He tried to kill Alex Bowman. There's another one I'm missing that he's tried to kill. He might be a serial killer.
No, he's not a D tier. He's an L tier.
Are you hovering that over the D?
He's a D tier. That is he's an L tier. Sorry, he is not a D tier.
Fat L tier.
Yeah, I would agree with that. John Hunter Nemechek had a better start last year than him. But
dude, John Hunter Nemechek looked like Dale Earnhardt compared to Anthony Alfredo in that same car.
Okay, Cole Custer. What do you think?
He's a D tier this year.
D tier.
D tier, yeah. I mean, he's probably had what, like 2 top 10. I got to get the standings out just so I'm like talking sense here when I bring all this up. Cole Custer is 26 in points. He has 1 top 10. Yeah, I feel like there's been a couple tracks where he's been like okay at, but that's about it. That's about all the positives. Alex Bowman. What do we think, Alex Bowman?
B.
Yeah, he's
tier.
B tier. He's B tier on the brink of that A tier just because he's had some
Solidly
bad
in
luck.
the playoffs, but not great.
I feel like he's had
He's just had a lot of bad luck.
I feel like he's had A tier speed at a lot of tracks, but he's just had shit that's happened to him that I don't think he's quite there. I think he's right on the edge there.
He's just had bad luck. That's the main
Yeah.
thing that's keeping him in B tier.
Yeah.
S
Coach
tier.
Ware.
Boy!
So we think S tier?
Big fat L.
Yeah.
Can't get his mind right.
Cody Ware. Let's just move on to Michael McDowell, honestly. Michael McDowell. This
He's
is an
got to
interesting
fall
one.
into the B tier only because he's solidly in the playoffs. Well, or he's in the playoffs. He's got to win. He's having the best season of his career.
Michael McDowell is currently 15th in points. He has 2 top 5s, 4 top 10s. You guys think he's B tier, or you think he's C?
He's B, man.
B.
He's in the
B tier.
playoffs.
B.
Best season
He's already tied his number of top 10s for a season. I mean,
Okay.
he's tail end of the B tier. Without a win, he'd be the C tier. But
Okay. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
that.
52 is fat L.
Yeah, let's just move on. Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
D.
I would have said
he's like 20 something in points.
I would have said early in the year C tier because he was getting a lot of consistent finishes, but it feels like recently he's sort of fallen off. I think he's
18
probably,
points.
what do you say, top of D tier? I feel like he's probably top of D
Yeah,
tier.
he's probably top of D tier.
The 78 car, he's probably the worst car on the grid. We'll just move on there.
Quinn Hoof.
Eric Jones,
Unfortunately, D.
I think
He's
it's
27th
D,
in points.
Yeah, high D though.
what do you think? In front of Custer, but behind Stenhouse?
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately.
Okay. Priest. What do you guys think about Priest?
Straight tail end of the D tier. He's not quite a back marker, but getting there.
Where is he in points? Because I thought
He's
been out
24th.
finishing,
24th in points.
He's
2
ahead of
top
Briscoe,
10.
Custer, Jones, Almirola.
I think he's
and
run.
Winston?
I think he's run better than what he should have. A lot of people
Definitely.
expected.
He's gotten
I
an extra, like what?
think he's in front of Jones. I think
Considering he doesn't have it, he's like the only full-time driver without a charter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think he's a high D tier.
Yeah. All right, Chastain.
L tier. L tier.
L.
I want to put him in the L.
He only
I
has
think-
1 top 10 this year.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
he
put him in
goes.
the L tier.
He's D. I had him D tier honestly when I did mine.
I think he's L tier, man. Honestly.
I don't think you can put him there because he's 22nd in points.
I think given his equipment,
Yeah.
he is L tier to this point. Given his
Yeah.
equipment,
He gets.
I mean, I'm not
clapped
gonna
by his
argue.
team,
But he's not a back marker.
he's not a back marker, but given his
but he
equipment,
has not had a good
that's
season at all.
that's where he's been.
I think he goes at the very tail end of the D, but I'm not. I'm only one guy.
Okay, we can maybe change later. Where do you think 00 lines up with all these back markers?
The very far back. The back is
Yeah.
the backies.
Okay, why did I have
Because he's not only just hurting himself, he hurts other people.
That's fair. Suarez. What do you think about Suarez?
C tier. Very big C tier.
You can't really say C tier with the other guys we
I think
have
you
at the
can.
D tier.
I actually think Suarez,
I think it's a C tier.
considering
I mean, he
a
had
new
an
team,
opportunity to win.
That's true. I'll
C-
give him C tier for that reason.
I think Suarez is actually C tier. Like as a driver, I think he has been C tier so far this year. Like I feel like he's been like there's like Atlanta, he was like what top 6 or 7 and he got
Yeah.
screwed. There's been a lot of tracks where he's been like pretty
Bristol
decent.
Dirt, he was running
Homestead,
second.
yeah, Bristol Dirt,
Passed him for the
Homestead.
lead.
Like he's definitely been up there, I feel like. Austin Dillon.
Back end of or top of C basically, I feel like, or back end of B.
Yeah, I'm gonna put him at the top end a C. I think he's 12th in points right now.
Yeah.
Like, he's been very consistent. He hasn't had much go wrong. He has 1 top 5.
Yeah, he has
top
0
10.
DNFs at this point, which...
So that's pretty much the hallmark of Austin Dillon. He runs all the laps. There's been a few races where he's creeped up and like had a 6th place finish. And there's been races where he's finished, 16th. Like, he's kind of just right in there, hanging in there. So I think sort of C range is probably about right for him. Kevin Harvick, what do you guys think? 4 top 5s, 9 top 10s this year in 12
You have
starts.
to really say B.
B tier.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I know he's ahead of
McDowell? Is he ahead of Bowman?
He's ahead of both of them.
Okay.
In points, at least, is what I meant to say.
He's a top B tier.
I think he's considering the equipment he has. I think he's well outperformed considering his teammates are
agreed.
25th, 26th, and 28th in points. I think we'd probably have to put him at the top in a B tier. Like, he's done very well considering what he has to this point. Corey LaJoie, what do you guys think?
Unfortunately, I think you have to put him in the L tier.
You think so?
30th in points.
Yeah.
10.
That car is everybody thought that car was going to be better than the Go Fast car, and it hasn't been. It's kind of a bummer.
I mean, there have been times where he's definitely outperforming it, but he just has bad luck.
This one's going to be easy. Straight to the top. Drives like a god. I forgot how much of a goddamn maniac Kyle Larson drives like.
Hey, I told you, man. He's my favorite driver now. I actually have a solidified favorite driver.
Yeah, but we know why he's your favorite. He was your favorite driver about beginning of last year. I won't say why.
I like that. I think it's pretty safe to say like Kyle Larson has had winning speed at like several tracks this year. I think he's third in laps led, or maybe I think he's third, behind Truex and Hamlin in laps led. I think.
Oh yeah, by the way, you too. I have a top 4 list of my favorite drivers now.
Okay, what are they?
So first is Larson, second Blaney, third Reddick, and fourth I've always liked Truex, so Truex.
I was gonna say Joey Logano, man. I thought you were like fully coming over.
I like it.
Nah,
I actually like
yet,
that.
I
like that.
Joey Logano.
All right, Larry Smith. Where are we putting the 9 car? Actually, Larry Smith would have put it in S tier, but we're gonna be realistic with the 9 car.
C tier.
With his
C tier.
Yeah,
you
think about it. You're talking about people's equipment and then what they're doing with it. Look where every other driver on his team has landed.
Yeah.
Like.
Okay, but Alex Bowman
Alex Bowman has more bad luck though.
He's 14th in points.
W.
He has a win, but
he's had more
Chase
bad
Elliott
luck,
has 4 top 5s and 6 top 10s.
Yeah, Chase Elliott has had 0 bad luck.
Look at the first 4 races, Ryan. Homeboy has had the worst luck in the 48.
Yeah, I know he's had bad luck. I'm just saying, like, are you sure he's not like?
He is not a B tier.
You think McDowell has been better than him?
I mean,
no, you're probably right. I mean,
considering equipment, though.
Quietly has 4, but you're balancing equipment things out. You at least put him to the back of B. I had him in the C tier, but
I have the C.
Okay, so Jay, where did you have him?
I had him in C. Yeah.
I have him in C too.
I had him in B. I'll go with the majority here. I'll put him at the top.
Put him at the top of C. Yeah, that's where I had him. Okay. I actually had McDowell in C on mine now that I look, but we gotta just like we switched Austin Dillon to Mike McDowell.
Hey, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. That's a D. That's a hard D.
6 car.
After that top 10, it's an S tier.
That's a bull size. That's a bulldog size hard D, bro.
So Newman he is 19th in points. He's 1 top 5, 3 top 10s.
That's a D. Put him in the D.
You
gonna say he's a C?
I think he's back in a C at this point. Yes, I do.
What?
Nah.
Dude, are you fucking...
Ryan, you're too nice.
Dude,
You are
where
way
are
too
you?
nice.
Dude,
He's
that's
a
a
B
D.
tier.
Don't even drop him there. Don't
Don't
drop
even do
him there.
it. I will leave. I will leave.
Yeah, I'll hang up on this fucking call right now.
Okay,
Dude.
is he ahead of Stenhouse, behind Stenhouse?
He's behind Stenhouse in real life and in this
Okay.
game.
Okay. Almirola, what do we do?
Hell.
I mean, you can't really. Oh shit, you could, I guess.
Equipment.
I mean, yeah, I think he's the top L. I had him in the D. I had all the Stuart Haas besides Harvick in the D, but the way he's been performing, hard L.
Yeah, I think he's
Especially after the
L.
wreck.
Is fair. Yeah, considering expectations, he is definitely an L. I think at this point through a third of the season. Hamlin, I think
Goes to the top.
Mega
pretty
S.
safe to say that he is S tier.
Yep.
Do we
behind
think?
Larson.
He's ahead of Larson.
I'm gonna say ahead of Larson just because of
Consistency.
points.
Yeah, I could see that.
consistency.
His
Uh,
9 top 5s, maybe.
9 top 5s and 12 races, 5 stage wins. I think you kind of just have to.
Most
he's-
laps led.
Yeah,
Most laps
consistency,
led, 75-point lead on Truex. I think you got to put
He's
him at
just
the
been
top
pulling a
of that tier.
fat Denny Hamlin when it comes to finishing off the fucking getting the prize.
Yeah. Kurt Busch.
C,
D.
honestly.
I
Big
think
C.
C is probably right. I feel like that car has had really good speed at a bunch of tracks, and they've had shit luck, kind of like Bowman.
Yeah.
Yep, agree. But he's only got 1 top 5 and 3 top 10s at this
I want to
point.
put him behind Dylan because Dylan has been a lot more consistent. I
Yeah.
think Kurt
Respectable.
Busch.
That's
Yeah.
respectable.
Yeah, I think that's safe to say. Reddick, your boy YT. What do you think about Reddick?
I'm going with C tier as well. He's going to be with his RCR teammates.
See, I think
Okay.
he's back end of B, but the way we've been, I had him back end of B, but the way we've been doing it, I would say, yeah, he's right next to Austin Dillon.
I mean, it seems like early on in the races he has really good speed, unless it's Homestead. Then he just has good speed at the end.
He's
But
got
he
that
only
Denny
has speed
Hamlin
at one
finish.
end.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has speed at one end of the race, either the beginning or end. Other than
feel like they
he's either
don't-
dropped off early or dropped off late.
I feel like they don't make good adjustments. I think that's kind of their thing.
Yeah.
His crew chief did say retard on the radio one day, so.
So I think that is mid B tier then.
I'm gonna put him ahead of Austin Dillon because I think. Oh,
He is tied for the playoff spot right now, the last playoff spot with Matty D.
I want to put him ahead there just because like I feel like there's been more races where like Reddick has been like semi a factor versus like Dillon. It feels like he hasn't been a factor in any race. He's just kind of creeped up there. So I'm gonna put him ahead of Dillon in there. Briscoe.
D.
D.
I think that's pretty.
Self-explanatory.
Tail end
Yeah.
of D.
No top 10s this year. You think he's behind Custer?
Yeah, because at least
Yeah.
Custer has 8 top 10.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Buscher's probably tail end of C, I would say. He's
Agreed.
definitely not B.
I actually think
Or he's probably ahead of Kurt Busch and Suarez.
I agree with that. A stage win, ran really well.
Buscher is right behind Chase Elliott.
Yeah, I can live with that.
Yeah, I can live with that too.
I think he's right there so far.
This next one's a slam dunk as well. A tier.
A tier 100%. I thought you were gonna say S tier, and I was like, I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah,
he
he's
is only
definitely an A tier.
ninth. He is only ninth in points. That's behind Chase Elliott and Kevin Harvick. But he's also, there's been a couple. He's had a couple races like this past week at Darlington where he just has been absolute garbage. But
He didn't have crew chief.
that is a factor. Yes.
I think that was a big factor.
I still think he's A tier.
I think he's A tier. I don't
Yeah.
think he's quite to Byron yet, but I think he's right behind there. So I think that's probably a good call. Kyle Busch, what do we
A
think?
tier. Solid A
A
tier.
tier.
I think over
He's
the last
behind
couple,
Brad in points. He's
I
10th in points.
I think if you asked us like 3 weeks ago, I think we probably would have said Kyle Busch and B tier. But I think he has moved himself up to A tier.
I think he's
That's
tail end of
insane.
A. I think he's tail end of A.
I think he's behind those two in A tier at this point.
I mean, ever since that win, he's ran really well.
MTJ goes straight
It's only
to
been
the
like
top.
2 races. MTJ straight to the top first.
First
Yeah.
overall, you
Yeah.
guys.
I think so.
Yeah, I guess if you take points out of it, for sure. I mean, although Denny's got him in laps led, top 10s, top 5s. Just doesn't have some wins.
But look at that win tier though.
Yeah,
Only person with multiple wins.
I think Chrissy Bell goes to the B tier. I don't really think there's an argument one way or the other. Probably ahead of McDowell.
Agreed.
B tier.
Technically, he's probably ahead of Bowman too.
I think he's top of B tier, honestly.
You think so? I mean, Harvick still got him.
I could see it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
It's a toss up between those two.
I think Harvick has been more consistent.
You just did that to put
equipment.
420 next to each other.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah, 420,
I think
48,
Harvick,
187.
Harvick has been between a 6th to 10th place car. It feels like so many races this year. So I'm gonna put Bell right there.
9 top 10s. That is pretty. That's like some Austin Dillon numbers.
Yeah, I'm gonna put him right there. Blaney, I think I would say he's A tier for sure.
Tail end of A. Yeah.
Yeah, tail end of A.
That's fair.
Speed wise, I think he's here. I think he's
I guess. I mean, he is 5th in points.
Yeah, he's having a pretty okay season.
He's ahead of Kyle Larson in points by 20 points somehow.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think
Yeah,
I think
then
in front
again,
of
Kyle
Brad,
did die, of course.
I like where he is right there.
I like that too.
De Benedetto. He's kind of come on recently.
Yeah, he's either tail end of B or like ahead of Buescher in C. I guess ahead of Buescher in C is probably realistically where he goes.
I think so.
I don't think he's in front of Buescher. I think he's behind Buescher. I think he's in C here.
Yeah,
It's a toss up. I mean, I could agree
12.
with both
Like
sides.
if we consider 12 races, put all of them together, I think he's been.
Well, Buescher's got 3 top 10s, 0 top 5s. DB has 2 top 5s and 3 top 10s. He's just had worse luck to start the year. So, I mean, it's a toss-up. I'm not going to argue that anymore.
Yeah, it is a toss-up.
This next one goes to the top of Tier A.
I don't know about that.
He's behind William Byron, but he's in front of Blaney.
Dude, he's ahead of William Byron in life and everything else. And straightness.
I feel like
forehead.
I feel like I feel like he's been the most consistent Penske car throughout the entire season. I think he's probably right there. I think
he's
Byron
close to beating Byron, but
that's
I think
the thing.
Byron's a little bit better.
Race car driver than Byron, and Hendrick has unfortunately had better equipment this year.
I think, like, if you ask me, like, the 3 Penske cars, like, I don't think I could tell you which one I think is better. Like, it feels like there's weeks where they're all there, and then there's weeks where, like, one is missing, and then the other is missing. It's so hard to tell which Penske car is the best car, honestly.
I mean, Brad has the worst crew chief. I think we can agree with that.
Yeah, I think we can agree with that. I don't know. It just...
Although, this week might have proved something to me about Jeremy Bullins. I don't think Jeremy Bullins would have let that car get away from them so badly.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I feel like at this point in the season, through 12 races, I think this is the right order for the Penske cars. And I think this is the right order for the A tiers. Like, I think William Byron has been too good and too consistent at every race to be any more than top of A tier. And I like Kyle Busch, the back end of A tier at this point. I guess we only got one left. We got Bubba Wallace. What do
No
we
comment.
think?
I don't think
Mid-D
anything
tier.
we say here can be a win, but yeah, he's definitely in that D tier.
Behind Eric Jones. For
So
good measure.
he doesn't have any top 10s. He has one stage win.
He's
He's 21st in points.
with the amount of expectations on this boy and the jump up in equipment, he's not handling it very well. I will say that.
I think
He's probably behind Newman even.
I think he's behind Newman. I think that's about right?
yeah,
Yes,
I mean
right.
that's kind of where he falls in points anyway. So
Yeah.
that's,
I really like this list. I think this is really spot on for the top 12 races.
Oh, you said spot on. We're going to be sued by the Door Bumper Clear podcast now.
I mean,
We
what do you
just-
guys think? It is like you guys. I think you guys might have all filled out your own, but like, what do you guys think? Is there any big gripes you have with any of the rankings here, or what do you think?
Kyle Busch. But
Kyle Busch. Where would
Because
you
he's
put
been-
Kyle Busch? Where would you put him?
Top of B.
So ahead of Harvick.
Yeah, I had him ahead of Harvick.
I do
Uh,
feel like he's just middle. Like he's in between that A and B tier, but I think because of that win, it just throws him over to A.
Up until his win, he was just hot garbage. Like it's only
was
been
like-
like what, 2 races.
He was just a top 10 car, I feel like, and then the last few races, it just feels like he's sort of come on, but
He spun from the lead. That was fun.
I mean, he did have 2 tires go down.
Well, that's his fault.
yeah, that's his fault.
Shouldn't have ran over anything, idiot.
Yeah,
mean,
bro. Look out for those
so-
tacks.
So, okay, looking at the rankings here. So, obviously, over the next third of the season, where could you guys see like a lot of change happening?
I see that 22 going to the top
How does
because
that
you take 11 times 2 and it equals 22.
Let's go.
Just got to do the math, bro. So that means that the 2 is going to be in the top tier too. It's going to be 11 times 2 equals 22.
I feel like this 9 car is going to move up quite a ways.
Yeah, we got road
Tier.
courses coming up.
Yeah,
I feel like Eric Amarola is going to get 17 wins this season.
He's going to
Play.
win all the play races.
So let me see.
Hey, bro, fastest car to play track, bro.
We'll do this again at the 2/3 point of the season. That'll be 24 races. So they're
I've got a big problem with this list. There's no 15 car on here. James Davison to the top.
To the
Where's
S tier.
Genjo? Where's Genjo Cobb fall on this list?
So after Indianapolis Road Course on August 15th, that'll be 2/3 of the season. We can do this again,
I like
and
it. Save this one.
so we'll save this one, and then we can redo this again. I think Chase. By the time we do it again, I think he'll be an A tier. I think
Because there'll be, 2 or 3 road courses between now and then?
one of the Penske cars will move into S tier for us by then.
It ain't going to be the 12 or the 2. Just saying, though.
Dude, watch Joey Logano fall off massively this season. Like, he just drops all the way to L tier.
You mean like he did last season in the summertime?
I'm still not sure about this 34. I don't know how I feel about that there. Like Chase Elliott is 8th in points. Like,
Dude, you're judging other people on like what they're doing in their equipment, and you're not gonna do that with McDowell because look where his teammate is. His teammate's literally a
Yeah.
back marker.
yeah.
Look where
no, you're
Chase's
right.
teammates are. One of them's in the top tier, one of them's in the A tier, and one of them's in the B tier. Like,
Yeah.
give McDowell some respect. He should probably be in the tail end of the D tier. And like, if this was like a regular season,
Yeah.
but this is the year of McDowell, baby.
Dude, what if
it's
McDowell
the
wins
year
the
of paper
championship?
towels,
That would
baby.
be tight.
I
Let's
do
go!
I do think one of these 3 Stewart Haas cars I think is gonna figure it out at some point. I don't know which one of them. I think they're going to start to figure it out.
The highest I see any of those peaking is the C tier.
I was going to say, I don't think they'll be B tier, but I could see one of these three move into C tier at some point.
Like
It
the
ain't gonna
highest
be
one.
briskets. It ain't gonna be brisky biscuits, dude.
I could see Kurt Busch. I think he could land himself in B tier. He started off the season so good, and he's just had a lot of shit happen to him.
And in a slump, little slumpy.
So, yeah, I mean, we'll obviously see how it goes, but at this point,
I mean, Tyler Reddick and Austin Dillon, even though I hate his guts, are primed to move up to that B tier too. I mean, Matty D has been hot too.
Yeah, I could see it. I'm honestly, I'm really happy with this list. I think this is pretty accurate in all the orders and everything to I think what it probably should be. So,
if any of our 2 fans out there have any issues with this list or you got comments, you know where to put them. You know where to put them down below.
And you know what? We'll link this tier list when we put out the pod here. But we'd love to see your guys' tier list through the first third of the season here to see where you guys got all your guys ranked. So
you're using that word love fast and loose, but I don't disagree.
We'd love to see them. But anyways, that's what we got here. Let's get off of screen sharing here. Stop sharing. Are we back?
Like I was in a weird painting there for a second.
Yeah, same.
Me and Tyler just didn't move. We froze up like we were afraid someone was gonna see us. Oh no.
All right. Well, we're back. Shit.
Oh shit. Tyler's a ghost.
Yeah, dude. I'm on fire right now. I'm on black fire.
I know. Yeah, you're moving around all over the place. It's kind of weird.
Oh, dude, it's so fucking weird.
I don't know why he's doing that.
I mean, this house is super haunted that I'm at.
Well,
yep. Well, you're dead, bro.
You're dead, bud.
Hey, at least you've been able to breathe this whole episode.
Facts, dude. I think every episode has something weird.
Yeah, you should have some oxygen standing by during this podcast.
Hey, but anyways, boys, we gotta get her wrap it up here. We got Dover coming up next week. Not the most exciting track in the world, but we gotta run it. What do you guys think? What are your guys' picks to win the Cup race at Dover?
The good old Cup race, you say.
We got it's the same package. It's the high 750 horsepower, low downforce package.
Tiny little spoiler.
Tiny little spoiler.
Jay.
Yo.
How hot are my takes?
Oh, dude, they're on fucking fire, bro. How many?
Well, don't persuade me anymore. You know what?
How many series we got racing this weekend, though? Real quick.
I think it's all 3.
No, it's just Xfinity and Cup.
Really? So the trucks aren't going to Dover at all this year? That's
no.
Dude, the truck. How many times? Oh man, Vince Welch inside of me is like trying to rip his way out, dude.
Hey, I want to do a truck series race this week.
How can we not be trucking at Dover? Like, dude,
we're not fucking trucking.
Vince Welch is gonna look like Tyler floating around the infield looking for trucks, bro. Haunting the infield. It's gonna be. They're gonna rename it the Vince Welch infield. Not to mention, let's give a shout out to Dylan Welch because he's alive.
Wait, you guys want to do truck or you guys want to do Cup or Xfinity first?
Let's make our picks on who we think would win a hypothetical truck race at Dover.
Okay.
John Hunter Nemechek's. John Hunter Nemechek's less than 1-year-old baby wins at Dover.
In KBM equipment.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a head-to-head versus Chase Briscoe's unborn baby.
I think I would have probably picked
Carson Hocevar.
Hover car.
I probably would have picked Matt Crafton.
Oh. How many times are you gonna pick fucking horse sport trucks? Judas. Judas. You just killed Tyler.
Until you guys get... Yo, Matt Crafton's 5th in points.
Yeah, nobody wants that. Dude, you look so much like Carrier Hart Jr. It doesn't even. My brain can't even fathom it. You just need some braces. Get some braces, bro.
That and some massive ears.
Carrie Earnhardt Jr. definitely had he definitely had some pretty whack ass ears, but he had those adult braces too. He like made up with Dale, and Dale's like, I ain't looking at those whack ass teeth no more, son. We getting you some adult braces. Please don't kill your friend Blaze.
Please don't.
Please don't kill Blaze.
All right, so Xfinity
Josh
race
Berry this week, right? He's in
it
the
is
8
Josh
car.
Berry. Yep,
He's
in
getting the
8
win.
car.
He's winning.
Let's give it to Josh Berry. Nah, Noah Graggs is gonna be on a fucking tear, bud.
Ooh.
I got Noah Graggs in the Xfinity race.
I got Josh Barrett.
You know who
That
I got
only
in the
means one
Xfinity
thing.
race?
Oh, you're gonna pick
Mike
Justin
Lynette.
Allgaier.
I'm gonna pick Justin Allgaier because he's very good at concrete tracks, and he's coming off a
He
win.
did win there last
He's
year.
gonna have a good starting spot. I like Justin Allgaier for the Dover race here. Yep.
So basically, what you're saying is cars can't pass. Justin Allgaier is probably going to
Cars
start
can't pass.
first.
He's gonna start up front, and
Lead
he's
the
gonna be
whole
tough to get
thing.
around. So he's gonna get his third win of the year past Austin Cindric, and he's gonna assert himself as a championship favorite. Jay, saying that right now.
Ooh, a short boy.
Yeah, Justin Allgaier is the Denny Hamlin of the Xfinity Series.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
he's gonna
Same
win one of
sponsor,
these championships.
Same sponsor his whole life. Can't fucking win a championship. Always seems to show up like in the championship four, but then never is clutch enough to win it. Because he's a mediocre race car driver and great equipment.
Dude, how funny would it be if Daniel Hemrick won the championship without winning a race this year?
That would be hilarious.
That would be the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
My
honestly.
dad would roll in his grave if he was dead, but he's still alive.
He's gonna go die just to roll in his grave.
Yup. I'm gonna dig a grave and make him roll around in it and videotape it for Instagram if Justin Allgaier wins, or not Justin Allgaier, but Danny Hemrick.
Dude, Daniel Hemrick, honestly, like that's been the meme is like he's never won a NASCAR race. Like he wins the Xfinity Championship without winning a race. That'd be so fun.
fitting too.
That would be.
Yeah, at least Matt Crafton and my dad had won races when they won their championships, just not in their championship seasons. There is also a third driver who I cannot remember who also won a championship without winning a race, and I can never remember. I think it was a Busch Series driver. My pick for the Cup race at Dover. The Cup race at Dover.
Please don't be who I think it is.
It's going to be Kyle Larson.
I like that.
He's going to start up front. He has the third best average finish of all the drivers in their last like 3 years at Dover. So
I was gonna say he's very good at Dover, surprisingly.
4 races, 1 win, 2 top 5s, 3 top 10s, and 4 top 20s, and 154 laps led. Only 2 drivers have been better than him in that span at Dover. And I'm not going to tell you who until you make your picks. Although Cole Custer has been the 6th best driver, he only has 2 races, but he has a top 10 and 2 top 20s with 0 laps led.
Woo!
I like that, honestly. What do you think, YT? Who's your guy?
How hot are my takes, boys? How hot
They're
are they?
Listen to your
extremely
mustache,
hot.
baby.
Extremely hot.
Listen to Dale.
Come on, keep hyping me up. Keep hyping me up. This is gonna be my hottest
The
take all year, I
hottest-
think.
If it's not Quinn Hoff, I'm
I've ever
very
been.
disappointed.
Regan Smith.
All right, boys. Well, Chris Buescher is gonna get it done.
Woo!
That might be the hottest take you've had all year, baby.
I told you it's gonna be my hottest take all year. Chris
Now
Buescher.
let me tell you statistically why take is ice fucking cold, bruh. So holy shit, dude. I was kind of like laughing and joking. Chris Buescher is 32nd ranked in average finish at Dover, worse than AJ Allmendinger in a Cup car, Regan Smith in a Cup car, John Hunter Nemechek in a Cup car, and Jamie McMurray. Chris Buescher, his last 6 races, he's got 3 top 20s, no top 5s, and no top 10s, and 0 laps led. He has an average finish of 22.33. So yeah, you're on it. You're on it, man. You may as well pick Ryan Preece there.
Hey, Jay, you want to hear my statistics on why he's gonna win?
Yes, I do.
3 words. Go fuck yourself.
All right, buddy. I thought you were gonna just make a fart noise, and I would have respected that a lot more.
All right.
Although he's got a
Poo-poo
better
pee-pee.
average finish than Daniel Hemrick and Bubba Wallace. So, hey, you got that going for you. Matt Tifft,
That's all that
Davey
matters.
Reagans, Landon
That's all that
Castles,
matters.
Jeffrey Earnhart's, Ross Chastain.
Honestly, all right, let's make a bet. If he wins, if Chris Buescher wins, what do you guys have to do?
I'm not gonna do a win. I'll even give you this. I'll say if Chris Buescher finishes better than my driver, then I'll take a very close-up picture of my asshole and send it to you.
You got a deal.
Yep. And Ryan will
Wow.
take a picture of the tip of his penis again and send it to you. And then you can
Alright,
put them
well-
together and make it look like Ryan's putting his little tippy in my
Yeah, I'm like,
beehole.
oh,
Yeah.
yay!
And then you'll have us both, man. You'll have us both.
Jesus Christ.
That'll make Ryan really sad, but you know what it is.
I am going.
This is really
to-
hyped up now. This has been like 30 minutes since Ryan wanted our picks for Dover, and he still hasn't made his pick yet.
Yeah, honestly.
Are you gonna pick
I
Matt
went up and
Crafton?
talked to him once.
I'm not
He's
going to
gonna
pick
pick
Matt
Johnny
Crafton.
Sauter to win the Cup
but-
race.
I'm going to say we
Ron
get
over
an 11th different winner. I think it's me, Denny Hamlin. I think he's going to finally get off the schneid at Dover. He's
Denny
always
Hamlin
run
is
really well there.
Solid pick. Denny Hamlin has an average finish of 9.17 in the last 6 races. He has a win, 3 top 5s, 4 top 10s, and 5 top 20s with 333 laps led.
Yep. I just think it was between him or Truex for me, and I have this feeling that Hamlin's going to get it done this week. After that ass whooping that Truex put on the field last week, he's going to come back and he's going to finally get himself one. So,
You know who has a surprisingly stout average finish is Daniel Suarez. He's right between Blaney and Chase Elliott with a 16 flat average finish over his last 6 races. He has a top 5, 2 top 10s, and 4 top 20s with 22 laps led at Dover. Interesting.
solid.
I mean,
Very
he's not going to
solid.
get a win there, but I'd like to see him
Yo.
in another top 15.
I think we all would. I had one last thing for anybody that actually cares. The only other form of motorsports, well, I mean, not the only other form, but the only major form of motorsports is IndyCar. Is at the Indy road course this weekend.
I don't think you're
Any
right.
thoughts for that, or no? No thoughts for that at all.
I think you might need to
Jimmy
check
Johnson
your
does
schedule.
not win.
Jimmy Johnson does not win. Okay, we locked that in. We've talked about IndyCar, so all the
What
IndyCar
about,
fans can get off
what
our
about-
ass.
Romain Gross jeans.
The gross
Does-
jeans.
Does he finish top
Yeah, the
15?
Roman candle finishes top 15.
Okay. I'm
Wait,
cool.
are
I'm
they
cool.
really at the
All right.
Indy Road Course?
They are, yeah. Indy road course, and they got 2 weeks at the Indy Oval, and then yeah.
So they go to the Indy Road Course twice this season? That's ridiculous.
They went there 3 times last year, bro.
Yeah, but last year was different.
No,
We
I
had
think
2 Darlington races in a row and then 2 Dover races in a row last year.
Let's see. They have Indy road course, and then they have another in August. They have another one. They have.
Yeah, I
I think
looked at
the
the
August
schedule.
one. I think that's the same weekend as the Cup Series that is there. So that'll be interesting.
They've got a double header Detroit Grand Prix.
Yeah, that'll be
Crazy.
great.
I am interested for that. I am interested to see the Nashville road course. I think there's a bridge involved.
Curious.
I
The
want to say there's
bridge,
a
yeah.
bridge.
It's like
And I
right
wanna
by
see
the
a-
Titans field.
I really want to see someone go off the bridge. I'm sure they'll probably set it up so that you can't.
It'll be
But I
Jimmy
still,
Johnson. You know it'll be Jimmy Johnson.
oh my god! Can you imagine if that's how Jimmy Johnson ends?
He's in the lake. He's in the water.
Like he's running last place and he somehow wipes himself off the bridge, dude. I'm gonna definitely make that. I'm gonna make that picture happen.
The one possible spot where you can get off the course, and yeah, he finds it.
Romaine breaks down in the middle of the bridge, and Jimmy Johnson just launches off his car.
Please.
I'd say Jimmy Johnson would be more likely to just launch into space and never come back, dude. Like he takes off into outer space.
He did straight go.
Yeah, and then we pull up some satellite footage, and Jimmy Johnson's just in orbit, just frozen in his car, but in orbit forever, dude. And then after that, I think we have to commit to sending Richard Petty into orbit and Lewis Hamilton into orbit when he passes away. We'll let them both live out their lives, but when they die, they have to sign a contract to be shot into orbit so that we have 7 timers and 8 timers just rotating the Earth.
And then fucking Dale Earnhardt's corpse.
Oh yeah, dude. We all know that car is like buried in Richard Childress's backyard. So let's dig that baby up, trailer and all, and send that baby into orbit. Take that hard right turn into space.
Jesus Christ.
Also, I think we need to mention this before the podcast is over. Now that donuts are going to be banned, went to celebrate a race, drivers are going to have to take a hard right turn at the outside wall to celebrate the victory. It's going to be called doing it for Dale. Your car will have to be towed.
Baby.
Your car will look like Terry Labonte's in Bristol Victory Lane, but
that would be such a move, honestly.
Shit'll be worth it. Oh, dude. Especially, whoever wins the championship should totally do that. They can never use that car again anyway. It's just going to end up in their house. Why not make it look cool?
Do it Daytona 500. Like, because you can't get that car back. It's just in the museum. Like, just fucking send it straight on the wall. Yes.
Oh, and he's going full speed into turn 3 on his victory lap. It's Racing Redemption!
Dude, how would they even measure the car for like passing inspection?
Oh, dude, you would have to just sail through inspection. The whole engine block, the whole motor, like a carburetor, all that shit would be bunged up. I don't know, man.
Just be chalk, bro.
At this point, if Joey Logano doesn't win the championship, I hope it's William Byron, just for like it'll ruin racing forever.
Why? Why would it ruin racing forever?
He learned how to race on a computer.
On a computer.
Say that 15
Hey, Bulldog's
times.
next. Bulldog's got next, bro.
Yeah, I heard that Richard Childress was gonna field a third car for Bulldog next year, because I think
Honestly,
Bulldog
he
threatened to
deserves
sleep
it.
with Richard Childress's mom.
And a Dillard's.
And a Dillard's, yeah.
In a Dillard's.
If she's alive, she doesn't know where she is ever, and I mean, rip to moms out there, because that Happy Mother's Day.
That is a mom.
The Happy Mother's Day car took a hard left-hand turn at Darlington.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but true.
Rest in peace, Martha Haas, or whatever her name is. I'm assuming it's something old.
Yep. That's a big rip in the chat.
Last thought.
Anyways, I think
I'm getting pumped up to the end of the podcast here. I got one more thing.
Okay.
How sad is Gene Haas? How sad do we think?
He's just in a tough place. I think he just needs to go on an island where he doesn't have any communication with anybody.
That's a perfect
just to know, like, just so he doesn't have any worry on like how terrible his teams are.
He doesn't have Indy cars, right?
No. If he did, he'd probably have to be concerned.
Fuck IndyCar, baby. I'm going straight to F1, and we're going to be competitive. Oh, never mind. We're not going to be competitive. We're just going to take a bunch of rookie money and suck. Dude, do you think... Are there real Haas F1 fans out there? I mean, that's like being a Rick Ware fan.
I mean, I feel like
there definitely is, because there definitely is, just because it's like the only American F1 team, but... I mean,
I feel like I might clip up all of like Mazepan's spins and just play Mad World while
I like it. That'd be awesome.
That would be sick.
It's I'm sure there's a video. Someone's probably already put a Mazepan spin compilation out there. I'll get some.
Yeah.
I'll get him from F2 and F3 or wherever else he came from.
Go-karts with Ty Racing, baby.
It'd be really funny if he always blamed it on like an oil slick. There's
That'd be
oil
so
on the,
funny.
oil on the track.
slick out here, bro.
All right. Thank you for listening to the podcast episode, Matt Jaskell. And we are going probably do another podcast next week. Bye,
Let's
everyone.
go trucking!
Keep on trucking. I'm Vince Welch, and I'm coming. Ah!